going to talk about some of the things you need to do in your road test in order to pass. When you take your road test, the expectation is you should already know how to drive. You should already know how to make your basic maneuvers. So I'm going to take you through some of these basic maneuvers. You need to know how to make an appropriate right-hand turn. What does this look like? What does this mean? This means that you're going to come up and slow down to under 20 miles an hour. And if you have a red, you have to stop on red first and look left, right, left. A lot of times, beginning drivers don't stop on the red, and as a result, that's automatic failure. One, you ran a red light, and two, if you make a right turn on red, we have the red light, and the opposing traffic has a green. So we're pulling in front of a car. So that's one thing you need to know. Next, let's talk about making left-hand turns. Left-hand turns can be very tricky. That can expose you if you're scared or have anxiety. So let me give you some examples. If you're coming up to make a left-hand turn, if you go too far, meaning your car is under the light, if I'm looking up and we can't see the light, then you're relying on other drivers to help you when their light changes. You want to be in control of all the odds when you make a left-hand turn. What do I mean? Left-hand turns are the most dangerous. I want you to know that. Why? Because you're turning in front of oncoming traffic. You have to yield to oncoming traffic. And in addition, you have pedestrians walking from the left or behind you across your face to the right. So if you're not looking and you're only focusing on cars and you don't look to the left just like I'm looking, and there's a pedestrian, you could potentially strike, hit, and kill a pedestrian. And obviously you're going to fail your test and you're going to have to go to court. There's another thing I need to tell you about. There's something called a left cross. People who are riding bikes across the intersection on the right side, if you're not paying attention, you could potentially make that left turn and hit a biker. So your instructor, me, your road tester, is expecting you to have some common sense. They're not going to tell you, okay, it's clear, go ahead and make your turn. They won't tell you that. They're going to expect you to go up. They're going to give you the command, I need you to make a left turn at the light. You're going to have to come up. You pull up into the middle, 3/4 of the way into the intersection. After you yield, when it's clear, or if you have a green arrow, or to confuse you further, a blinking red, if it's clear and you have a blinking red, you can make your turn. So some intersections are very confusing. Next, let's talk about merging on the expressway. This is one big anxiety-filled ping point. If you merge out 20 miles an hour, 25, 30, you're not going fast enough. You got to get on that gas and get up to the flow of the traffic immediately. If you wait too long, you won't be able to build enough speed up, and as a result, you're going to have to abort. You're going to have to abort that merge. And that's one of the most scariest things that I have been through as an instructor. And your road tester, they are expecting you to execute this maneuver with minimal input. Because if your road tester has to communicate to you, they're probably going to mark you down and fail you. Okay? So let's talk about driving through neighborhoods. We know the speed limit, and we're talking about North America. We know the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. You should not be going near 25, 26, 27. That's automatic failure. More importantly, in the neighborhood, the driving environments are very dangerous. Neighborhood driving is very dangerous. Why? People take off their seatbelts. I'm not moving. They let down their guard. They start eating food, okay, drinking water. They're not paying attention to the driving environment. Yield signs, where the opposing traffic is supposed to yield, they're not going to yield. Stop signs, people do rolling stops. I need all of you who watch this content and who subscribe to me and follow me. You need to understand what I'm trying to teach you. I'm a state certified driving instructor, and I always want to elevate and get better. Thank you, Deion Sanders. I always want to elevate and improve. I need you to be a more defensive driver in the neighborhood because we have little kids. They think the car is a monster. The headlight and the grill, they see it as a little monster. And when they see cars, they freeze momentarily. So when you're driving through neighborhoods, you're going to see kids almost stop. S-T-O-P. They're going to stop for a second and pause. And you're saying to yourself, why is this kid stopping in the middle of the street? Because they're kind of in a trance. You need to be covering your brake, need to be slowing down 20, 17, 10. It doesn't matter. Cover your brake, slow down, so you know what the kid's doing. And if you're not sure, get totally to the other side of the road and wait. Because if you see a little ball come out, there's going to be a little kid chasing that ball. Be that defensive driver. Be safe. Let's talk about driving on the main thoroughfare, the main road. The expectation is when you come up to the end of your street, go up to the edge. You stop behind the stop line, 3 seconds. Here's your stop sign, S-T-O-P. You stop for a minimum 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003. Then after you stop, you move forward. It's called showing the car. You're showing the car to the other drivers. You're showing your car to the pedestrians. You as a driver have to be seen, and you have to see what the drivers are doing. A lot of beginners are so hesitant to come up to the edge of the road. You can't be scared because as me as an instructor, pretend I'm your uncle. Hey, nephew, niece, you're driving. Go up to the edge of the road. Take a look. One of the most common errors, beginning drivers pull right out in front of oncoming traffic. Cars are going 50, 60, 30. They honk the horn. That's scary. And if I'm your road tester, I'm your instructor, I'm marking you down. I'm going to pull you over the side of the road and we're going to have a conversation because you put us in danger. I can't be mad at you because you made a normal mistake. But you have to learn from your mistakes immediately. Immediately. I know you hear me. Immediately. So how do we overcome this? I teach you to inch forward, showing the car, coming up to the edge. This is our car. Come on, go up, move up, move up. We move up. We turn our wheel slightly to the right because a lot of beginning drivers tend to make really wide turns. We're going to get hit. Keep your turn as short as possible. This allows us, listen to me, a smoother flow of traffic. It facilitates a smoother flow of traffic. So I need you to understand this. And once you make your turn, we're on a private road, the main road, a mile road, Michigan Avenue, whatever street you want. You have to yield to traffic. And once it's clear, you check, you accelerate and go into the first lane. I'm going to talk about speed control next. This is so important. S-P-E-E-D, control, C-O-N-T-R-O-L, speed control. A lot of beginning drivers drive 5 under the limit, 7 under the limit, 10 under the limit. Here's the situation that's going to happen to us. The lights are timed with the flow of the traffic, 35, 45, 55. By you driving 10 under, you're really putting us in danger. Me as your instructor and you need to listen to this. You will either have to slam brakes, very dangerous, we'll get hit, we don't want to slam brakes, or you'll have to accelerate running the yellow-red light. Both are dangerous. I don't want to be involved in that situation. I don't want you guys who take the time to listen, and I love you for that, drive at the speed limit. But you're saying I'm scared. If you're scared to keep the speed up, then we need to work on speed control. It is so vital because I'm going to share a story. I had one young man run 3 yellow, red lights. On the 3rd yellow, red light, I said, young man, I need you to pull over. You're putting me in danger. You're putting yourself in danger. I had to get him out of the seat. He had to sit in the back, and I moved my driver up front. We want to encourage safety, and it's extremely important that you drive at the speed limit and be able to stay in control. If the speed limit is 70 on the expressway, you can't drive 50. You can't drive 60. You need to drive at the speed limit. And what do a lot of beginning drivers do? I'm looking down. They stare at the speedometer. They stare at it, okay? I'm going to show you. They stare at the speedometer, and I need you to understand that you have to stay normal and you have to be very consistent. Don't stare at the speedometer because you're going to drift off the road to the right. You're going to drift off the road to the left. And that's scary for all of us. And then now, as your instructor, I'm put into a situation where I'm going to have to mark you down. You could fail. We could catch the lip of the road and go into the ditch. And yes, I've been in the ditch with students who panic. We're too close to the soft shoulder and we go off the side of the road. It's not good. Okay. I got my dress shoes, my Bostonian shoes dirty, right? So you have to keep that car centered. You want to look straight ahead, just like I'm looking straight ahead. You want to look straight ahead. And if you're looking down, I'm looking down at the speedometer, we're going to crash. I'm looking down at the brake, we're going to crash. You have to look left, middle, right. I should see you looking and analyzing the driving environment. If you're scared to look, I know that we're going to get hit. I know that we're going to end up missing a turn. I'm going to talk about driving at night. You're getting value right now. Driving at night is very overwhelming for beginning drivers. In North America, we're into the early fall, late summer, football, American football. But I'm driving teens and adults, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 10:30. We're losing light. You have to make sure your windshield is clean, your headlights are clean, you are rested. I look a little tired because I'm like a crispy piece of bacon. Trust me, I've been out in the sun, but that takes a lot of energy out of you. So what I need you to do, if you're going to be driving at night, talk to your instructor. If you wear corrective lenses, make sure you have your lenses in. Make sure you have your glasses on. If you have glasses, you're going to have glare from the other cars, and that those lights can fatigue your eyes. So you're going to have to learn to see at night. Night vision is developed over time. You can't just all of a sudden, hey, bro, I'm driving at night and it's good. It does not work like that. You have to make short trips. I try to keep my teens and adults on main roads with a lot of light so they learn how to see at night. Instructors are here to help you. We are not here to trick you, trap you, see you fail. My job is to support you, to see you grow into a better driver. And it takes 10 years. If you're 14, 24. If you're 15, 25. If you're 17, 27. And if you don't consistently drive enough, you're going to forget everything that I taught you. This is why I have a deep library of videos that you need to be binge watching, learning from, and leaving questions, because I'm very social. I'm a teacher. I'm going to answer your questions. And then I'll send your heart. Let's talk about driving for yourself. You can't drive from your mom, your dad. When you come to driver's ed, you have to drive to get your license, your permit, you have to take a test. It varies from state to state, country to country. Here in North America, you're going to be doing some type of parking maneuver, stall parking, reverse parking, parallel parking. You have to know how to do those things. If you can't park between the lines, then you need to practice. If you are turning inconsistently, I take my teens and adults through neighborhoods. You're making 12 right turns, 12 left turns. You're turning hand over hand into the turn. There's more than one way to turn the steering wheel. You can turn hand over hand, hand to hand. I even drove a student who had one arm. He had the prosthetic arm. It had a hook on it. This was a long time ago. So I said to myself, oh my God, how am I going to drive this student? So I reached into my driver's ed toolbox and I told him, you adjust the seat the way you normally drive. You put your hand on the wheel the way you normally did. And he was kind of palming the wheel, right? Because he only had one hand. So I had to rethink my teaching strategy. He was one of my best drivers ever because he was comfortable. I learned from him. So I tell you that story to help you understand, because we have people who are born with one hand or one arm and they still can drive. So I need you to understand this. Let's talk about driving in rush hour, which is very serious. During rush hour, people are very impatient. They have to get gas. They have to get chicken. They have to get toilet tissue. They have to get dinner. We're trying to drive at the speed limit, trying to stay in our lane, use our blinker as well as we should, because you're learning. Our car says student driver. In the UK, it would say L. Okay? Same thing. We love our students. You need to be mindful because more people will tend to road, R-O-A-D, rage, R-A-G-E. They're going to road rage on us. They're going to tailgate us aggressively. You're going to see lights out the back window. They're going to ride our back bumper. And as your instructor, I try to stay relaxed because it's my job to keep you relaxed. If I tell you everything, you're going to be like, oh my God. You're going to have panic attacks. So I tell you what I need to, and then I encourage you to drive safely, which I really do encourage you to drive safely because I'm an instructor. I have to model that behavior for you. I have to have a good driving record. If I get a bunch of tickets, I lose my endorsement. Why would I do that? So I model what I preach. I practice what I preach. So driving in this rush hour, cars are going to tailgate us. They're going to honk their horn. And you're going to grip the wheel. So I'm trying to tell you, relax. We'll drive in the right lane. We'll make a smooth right turn in the nearest lane. You can't turn wide. If we turn wide, we're making a right turn, you're going to turn in the second lane. Cars making a left will hit us. And then we'll have an accident. And then we will get blamed because we're the street. Yes, I will fight for you. I will fight for you. I will. However, if we get hit 9 out of 10 times, we'll get blamed. The officer will come, look at the situation, we'll probably get a ticket, and then I'm going to have to go to court with you. So this is really serious, okay? So during the rush hour, we try to get on less roads with less traffic. Good instructors have a wide variety of routes. I have a wide variety of routes to help us. I have a wide variety of routes to help you make good right turns, good left turns, roundabouts. But when you're driving in that 3 to 6:30 traffic, Chicago, Detroit, Florida, Vegas, it's mean. They're driving fast. They're driving aggressive. So I try to mentally prepare when you are out driving in heavy, heavy traffic because people are very impatient. Over the years, people have a lot of rage. I had a grandma road rage on us and put her middle finger up I'm like, that's a grandma. I said that to myself. That's a grandma. A grandma put her middle finger up on us. And I said, I can't believe that. And then we had a young lady about 22. She cut us off because people are going too fast. And when we're driving at the speed limit, which they should, or a little bit below, they almost hit us. So I try to tell you, keep your speed up, take your time. And if I tell you these things, it's for a reason. You've got to learn to listen to your instructor. I'm very social because I want you to do well. Good instructors care more about their students than themselves. And if you have taken the time to listen to me and look at my content, and you should be looking at my content, you should have already subscribed, you should already be looking through. I'm trying to bring you more real life information where I take the time. I just finished up a lesson and I'm sharing with you because I need you to understand the situations that an instructor goes through to help you so you're less nervous, so you have less anxiety, so you can grow. And that's what good teachers do. They share their journey, they educate you so you can reduce the likelihood of you making mistakes. At the end of the day, you have to be consistent. When I get into the car, I'm expecting consistency. I'm expecting you to do well. I'm expecting you to be safe. And you will have some anxiety, you will have some nervousness. That's normal. And as an instructor, I cannot ignore that. I have to help you. I have to talk to you because I want you to be confident. I want you to be consistent, and I want you to grow when you drive because it's very overwhelming. Your parents are your parents. What are they going to do? They're going to grab the top of the roof of the car. I'm your instructor. I'm kind of used to that by now, but you're going to confide in me and talk to me more about things that are going on in your life. Usually dads tend to be more chilled and laid back. Moms tend to be, oh my God, oh my God. Sorry, mothers. I'm just telling the truth. So when you choose to drive, whatever parent is more supportive, more chilled, more relaxed, that's the parent you want to go with. Whoever's in the passenger seat is the co-pilot. If your mom is in the front, your dad's in the back, your mom tells you to stop, your dad tells you to go, you're like, both of you guys are making me nervous. And I've seen that before. A lot of students have pulled me aside and said, I get screamed at. I get verbally abused. See, these are some of the things you don't know because I'm taking the time to share this with you. So when you feel comfortable, have one parent in the front. If your little brother or sister saying they're going to be like, oh my God, you're going to kill me. You're like, Mom, Dad, can you please get my little brother or sister? I'm already nervous. So you've got to take a step back. Don't leave late for school or work. Why? You're going to speed. The number one reason why people speed is because they're late. Don't speed. Get early. Leave early. Get up 10 or 15 minutes. I try to get up at 5:30. End up getting at 5:45. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. But you have to take care of yourself mentally and emotionally because you get tired. You get to see, I look like a crispy piece of bacon because I've been out in the sun. It's true, but I've been tired this week. And driving at night does take a lot of, usually I drive once or twice. I've been driving Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow's Friday. So you have to rest. You have to hydrate. You have to recharge. You got to take care of yourself emotionally. And good instructors know how you feel. They know that faraway look in your eye. They know if you've been at the beach all day and you're tired, or if you've been on a horse. I've had students who ride horses. They smell like horse poop. And they've been riding their horse, or they've been at the beach all day or on the boat. So if you look tired and you're kind of drifting right or drifting left, I'm going to tell you, listen, hey, let's reschedule. Thank you. I'm so relieved. Good instructors have a good schedule in case the car breaks down, in case you get sick, or the car has a flat tire. I've had flat tires before. Once or twice a year, I get a nail in the tire. You've got to get it repaired. You can't stack up your drive. I'm going to drive 10 hours every single day. You're going to burn yourself out. So if your instructor is so tight on the schedule, he or she won't be learning, loving and caring. Loving, caring. Because you have to give yourself. Your students will go over curbs. Your students will turn short. Your students will go in the wrong lane. As an instructor, you have to take control and you have to support your students. You can't scream. You can't jerk the wheel because they're going to lose confidence in themselves. I need all of you to have confidence in yourself. I need all of you to support yourself because when you go through this driving journey, you're growing up. And really, some of your parents don't want you to grow up. You're going to have to get a job because this car does not run on air. Even if it's a Tesla or electric car, you got to plug it up at night. You've got to be ready to go in the morning mentally, emotionally. I made some video drives in the morning. It's really intense. You got a lot of traffic. You get cut off. So you have to, excuse me, you have to be aware. And if you're driving to school, you go to a district where there are 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 students. Everyone is trying to get there at 6:50. Okay? You're going to get cut off by the soccer moms, the school bus, the guys on the football team, their cheerleaders. You're going to get cut off because a lot of you are just regular students. I played high school football and I showed love and respect to all my teachers and to all my friends, right? You have to show love and respect because if you don't, bad things will happen. Usually you're going to get yourself injured because 3 to 5, 2 to 5, those are the most dangerous times for beginning drivers. Why? Most of you are leaving school or leaving work. You got a job. Tim Hortons, Mickey D's. I'm just naming some places. You got to start at 3 o'clock. You get out at 2:50. You're going to rush home, have some cereal, play some video games, and go there, right? You got to leave early. Now, one of your parents, they're the parents that are early. One of your parents are the parents that are late. You can guess which one I am. But you're going to become what your mom and dad are not, right? You're going to cut it to the last second. Oh, I can get dressed. I got to go get my coffee. I got to pick up Shaniqua, Shaquavia, Shaniqua, Tatiana. You're like, where are you getting these names from? All of my students, baby. So you got to leave early. And remember, if you are under 21, the more people you have in the car, the odds of you being in a fatal crash increase. So you got to really limit the number of friends you have in the car. You're like, I can't drive my friends? I didn't say that. But the first 90 days are the most dangerous. So you as a driver, you got to take care of your car. You got to take care of yourself. Maybe you and your bestie, right? You got to have a bestie who's going to be honest. Girl, that nail polish doesn't look good on you. Or my brother, don't wear those pants, man, and that shirt. You looking kind of right? We always have to have a good friend. My cousin was that good friend. And I have all girl cousins. They know who they are. But they gave me an honest opinion. So you need someone who's going to be honest. And your mom should be letting you drive to school. Your dad should be letting you drive to school to get that experience going through the sub, going through the neighborhood, making that right turn onto the road where it's 640. And then here are 10 school buses full of kids and the soccer moms and the dads and the football team. It's a lot to think about. And I'm telling you the real deal. Like there's this semi truck coming, right? You got to be aware of that. See that semi truck? That's there. So you always got to be aware of your situation. And these journeys and stories I'm telling you are true. Learning how to drive, you're going to be taking that emotion, that energy to school. And if you can't park, you will be exposed because they're going to take a picture and post it on social media. Or the football players are going to pick up your car and park it sideways. It's true. I'm not just saying this. You're like, wow, these people in the States are, there's a lot of practical jokers. Okay. So if you're trying to be the best driver you can, you need to be looking at my content. You need to be subscribing to the content. And if you want me to do more of these long, real life stories, let me know. Give this a thumbs up. I only have one thumbs up. I'm sharing with you real life perspectives. When you drive to school, when you drive home, when you have mom and dad in the car, one will tell you go, one will tell you stop. You're like, oh my God, I can't listen to either of you. I'm about to lose my mind. I'm just going to pull over. It's real. The struggle is real, right? Guys, I want to say I love you. I appreciate you. I hope this brought you value. Bye.